day, New Tampa and Wesley Chapel. Coming to you from the Florida Hospital Wesley Chapel studio, I'm New Tampa and Wesley Chapel Neighborhood News publisher and editor Gary Nager, and I'm joined by former Bay News 9 on-air personality Susanna Martinez, and this is WCNT TV.
There's a lot happening in our local community, and Gary and I are happy to bring you more of the news that affects those of us who live and work in New Tampa and the fast-growing Wesley Chapel area. We'll be right back after this message from Florida Hospital Wesley Chapel.
When you believe in a greater purpose to healthcare, you see things differently. Because healthcare isn't only about medicine, it's about the human spirit. For over a century, Florida Hospital has gone beyond symptoms and treatments, helping people live healthier, happier lives. This is more than quality, expertise, and compassion. This is inspired health. Discover the Florida Hospital difference at inspiredtampabay.com.
And the biggest story of the last 2 weeks, with no Freedom Festival in Wesley Chapel this year, the only open to the public professional fireworks display in our area was held Monday night at the Avalon Park West community off State Road 54.
The crowd was a lot smaller than the 50,000 plus attendees at last year's Freedom Fest, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Wesley Chapel at the shops of Wiregrass Mall. But kudos to the developers and home builders at Avalon Park West who stepped in for a great show.
And Susanna, I'm sorry to say that the neighborhood news may have had something to do with holding down the crowd this year, as the story on page 1 of our July 1st Wesley Chapel issue neglected to include the Avalon Park West event, even though it was held in our distribution area. Sorry for the mistake, and we'll keep trying to do better.
And speaking of what some folks would prefer to call a mistake, more than 100 people spent the night in the parking lot at the opening of the new Chick-fil-A in front of the Tampa Premium Outlets Mall on June 30th. The prize for each of the first 100 in line: one free Chick-fil-A sandwich, small order of fries, and a beverage per week for a year. Total value about $300.
But Susanna, there's nothing crazy about the new Chick-fil-A itself, which held a Greater Wesley Chapel Chamber of Commerce ribbon-cutting ceremony at 9 a.m., 3 hours after the overnight crowd received their certificates.
The 4,800-square-foot restaurant features an indoor play area, some unique furniture created by former prison inmates as a ministry of the company, and of course, those famous chicken sandwiches, nuggets, and shakes.
Chick-fil-A wasn't the only packed ribbon cutting for the chamber, as the new LA Fitness in Tampa Palms and the Seven Oaks Pet Depot on State Road 56 also held well-attended events since our last episode.
And of course, for the complete WCCC calendar of events, visit wesleychapelchamber.com. And when we return, WCNT-TV's Joe Riley will sit down with Dr. Tim Bain of Bain Complete Wellness.
My knee pain kept me from enjoying life. Then I found Bain Complete Wellness through a friend. At Bain, I got the knee pain relief I needed and was able to avoid surgery and get back to the things I enjoy. Bain Complete Wellness. Choose right now.
With me today is Dr. Tim Bain. Dr. Bain, can you tell us a little bit about your wellness model?
It originally started out, my dad died from the treatment of heart disease, and I realized that maybe just the way that the medical model was working, which is medication, surgery, that kind of stuff, wasn't enough. Maybe we really needed to look at what's going on with the patient's lives and work on maintaining health as opposed to just trying to cure disease.
A lot of people know you for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yeah. So can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, well, it's been a fun ride for the last couple of years, that's for sure. We wish we'd won the big one, but you know, I've been working with the Tampa Bay Lightning unofficially for since 2002. I think the first guy I worked with was Nikolai Habibulin, and he was brought to me by one of his sports performance guys. And so one of the things we try to do is we try to increase performance in sport, and I was a hockey player, and so for me, hockey is really, really an important part of my life. It's always been a part of my life. My dad introduced me to it, and so increasing performance was the key, and we wanted to increase the ability for guys to actually get better at the sport as opposed to just dealing with their injuries. And in hockey, you know, doctors are known for what they do as far as getting people back on the sport, but we wanted to really work with performance. How do we increase the performance of an elite athlete?
So how many locations do you have?
Well, we currently have 6 locations in Tampa Bay area. We're looking to open our 7th location in February. And after that, our goal is to actually go nationwide. One of the interesting things that I have is when you're dealing with professional sports, you always have people that move, they go to other areas, they have family members in other areas, and they want to get all the things that we do wherever they live.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Bain. Back to you, Susanna.
Thanks for that report, Jill. After these words from our restaurant sponsor, OTB Cafe on Bruce B. Downs Boulevard in Wesley Chapel, Gary will tell us about 3 of his favorite moderately priced restaurants, all of which are located along the 20-mile stretch of beautiful sand from Clearwater Beach to St. Pete Beach in his neighborhood dining news.
I don't know where you spent your 4th of July holiday weekend, but I spent part of mine on St. Pete Beach. And while there are plenty of great restaurants along our spectacular Gulf Coast, it can be difficult to find those hidden gems along the beach where you can get great food, including fresh fish, for less than $60 for 2 people. Let's start on St. Pete Beach proper, where an unassuming place called Skitters sits across Gulf Boulevard from the Tradewinds Resort. Skitters, which is owned and operated by the Skiadotis family, which also owns the more upscale Celine restaurant, also on St. Pete Beach, features great Greek and Italian specialties, from grilled rack of lamb to pizza, as well as reasonably priced fresh seafood like the grouper frances shown here. Skitters even has great breakfast too. Heading north towards Clearwater, one of my favorite places in the entire beach area is the Seabreeze Island Grill and Raw Bar in Reddington Shores. I'm not usually into fried food at all, but the Seabreeze has amazing bar specials like the incredible fried grouper cheeks appetizer pictured here for just $4.99, as well as some of the best fried hogfish on the beach. And just a little further to the north, Slice Pizza Bar on Indian Rocks Beach is another reasonably priced real restaurant that also just happens to have really good pizza and craft beers. Slice is celebrating 5 years on Indian Rocks, and the second location is set to open soon in Madeira Beach. And all 3 of these restaurants have full liquor bars and reasonable drink prices.
Thanks again for joining us for the news of your New Tampa and Wesley Chapel communities.
Look for more news and dining information in 2 weeks on WCNT-tv.